Hello students, the poem that we are going to read today is 9 Gold Medals by David Robb. The title itself is a strange one as it seems, because we know that whenever some game happens, there is one gold medal only and rest are bronze and silver medals for the second and the third one, the silver and the bronze medals. But here the topic suggests 9 gold medals. So how it could be 9 gold medals? In order to know that, we must read this poem by David Robb. So let's start 9 gold medals, and the backdrop of this poem is a Special Olympics. Now the common Olympic games are those Olympic games which we know about. Apart from that, there are Paralympic games and Special Olympic games. This poem is about the Special Olympic Games. So let's start 9 gold medals by David Robb. The athletes had come from so many countries. The poet is saying that the athletes have come from so many countries to compete for this Special Olympic, which is for the intellectual disability type of people. To run for gold, for the silver and bronze. To run for the silver, gold and the bronze in order to win these. Many weeks and months in training. They are in training for many weeks and months. In order to win something, we need to do the hard work. So that's what they had done. They had done the hard work with sincerity and dedication, and now they have come here for the competition. Many weeks and months in training, all building up for the games. All building up means all preparing. All are preparing or working hard for these games in their mind. All around the field, spectators were gathered. Now all around the field, the spectators were there. They were watching it, cheering on all the young women and men, cheering on all those who have participated. They were cheering for those people who have participated out there. Then the final event of the day was approaching. The final event of the day was coming. The final event was nearby. The last race about to begin. The last race was about to begin. The last race was about to start. The loudspeakers called out the names of the runners. So the loudspeakers were calling out the name of the runners who would take part, who would participate. The 100 meters the race to be run. The race was 100 meters. Remember that. The race was of 100 meters and 9 young athletes stood there determined. And 9 young athletes were there. They were there determined with strong determination. They were there in order to race, in order to win the medal. And poised for the sound of the gun and was ready for the sound of the gun when they would start the race up there. The signal was given, the pistol exploded. The signal was given and the pistol exploded, which says that yes, you may start the race now. And so did the runners on hearing the sound. And so did the runners. On hearing the sound, they started to race. But the youngest among them stumbled and staggered. But the youngest among those 9 people, he stumbled, means almost fell down, and staggered, became unsteady. He was unable to do it perfectly. And he fell on his knees to the ground. He fell down. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. He gave out a loud shout out there because he was upset. Because of the suffering out there. So long he had worked hard for this game, and when the occasion arrived, he fell down. So this was the pain that so much he had done for this game, and at the perfect moment he was unsuccessful. Anguish was out there. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. His dreams and efforts dashed in the dirt. His dreams and efforts all dashed, all shattered in the dust. All fell in the dust or in the dirt. But as sure I am standing here telling the story, but as I am, the poet is saying, as I am telling you the story, now it's a strange one, but here's what occurred. Something strange has happened here. Just as I am telling you the story right now, something strange actually had occurred that day. And what was that? The 8 other athletes, the remaining other athletes out there, the 8 other athletes stopped in their tracks. They all stopped in their tracks. The ones who had trained for so long to compete. They were trained so long in order to compete one another, to win the medals out there. It was meant for the competition out there. One by one, they turned round and came back to help him. It was a strange thing. They were prepared to compete one another, but they stopped. They turned around and came back to help that person. They were not thinking about the medals, but they come to help that person. One by one, they turned round and came back to help him and lifted the lad to his feet and lifted the boy to his feet. It was a strange thing out there, and we call them intellectual disability out there. Those people who just did something extraordinary for the love and compassion of the fellow human beings. They had done something extraordinary out there, and we call them intellectual disability. It was a special Olympic out there for them. It was a strange thing. So, and lifted the lad to his feet. Then all the 9 runners joined hands and continued. Then together they continued the race. Then all the 9 runners joined hands and continued. The 100 meters reduced to a walk. The 100-meter race turned to just a simple walk, a mere walking out there. And the banners above that said Special Olympics could not have been nearer the mark. And the banner, when it was written Special Olympics, it could not have been nearer to the mark. It was what exact has happened. The Special Olympics. No one would do these sort of things in an Olympic match. If they saw one fell, they would complete their race. They have come here to compete. They are not there to save someone. So, it was a strange thing that happened, and it was really a special thing that has happened, because it shows the love and compassion of those people, that they helped the other person, though he was a competitor, but still they helped that person out there. So, and the banner above that said Special Olympics could not have been nearer the mark. It was what exactly happening. It was really a special thing, and it was really a great thing for the humanity and the mankind. The message which those 8 people showed were really true to the sense of humanity and mankind. That's how the race ended, and this is how the race ended, with 9 gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still. So they came to the finish line holding their hands still, and they each and everyone obviously were at the same point out there, and so they all were getting the gold medals. So that's why the 9 gold medals, for their golden hearts out there, where they looked after the fellow people out there. That's how the race ended, with 9 gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still, and the banner above them, banner out there above them, and 9 smiling faces, and the 9 smiling faces of those competitors who are not competitors anymore, said more than these words ever will. Say more than these words written in the poem will ever will. So, what they had done, no poem or nothing could explain that. That was the greatness of the humanity out there. Said more than these words ever will. Said more than these words ever will. Proving that it was a great deed for the humanity. This ends the poem 9 Gold Medals by David Robb. Thank you.